Hi friends, welcome back to day 10 of the 5-minute art challenge. These days seem like they are flying by so fast, but I love to dedicate this time to these 5-minute spreads. I'm starting off with a high flow acrylic from Golden. It's the N5 neutral, and a little bit goes a really long ways, and so a lot of times I'll use these for splattering and then adding water and making drippy effects. This time I put some directly on my palette there and used it just as a regular paint. I'm going to add a little bit of water to spread that out. I wanted that gray to be a little bit more transparent, and using too much of it made it more opaque. And just because I'm trying to be quick with these 5 minutes, I did take a little bit of that paint off. Normally I would have maybe just dipped from it and used it to make fodder on the side. But since I'm trying to stay within a time frame, I am going to take a little bit of that pigment off and continue on. As you can see, my page is really wet now from this. I did hit it with the heat gun a little bit, but a little bit of a damp page is perfect now to come in with my Stabilo All pencil and grunge up those pages even more. Going to add more water with my paintbrush. I really love this brand of paintbrush. I'll link it down in the description below. I always try to link all of the supplies that I use down there, and I only link stuff that I have used and that I really do love. I'm really liking the neutral palette that we're getting today. I love color so much, but I really do enjoy, blacks and whites and grays and those neutral colors. Definitely some of my favorite spreads and my favorite fodder comes from those bold neutral colors. Adding in a little bit of washi tape. And some thinner width of some artist tape. Any black tape works here. Mine happens to be from Blick, and I do like it, and it adheres pretty well. Of course, doing it over a wet paper is not the most ideal thing, but oh well. Going to pull a little bit of this focal point, rip it from this paper. And even though it is staying within that color range, I'm not bringing in like a high contrast color. I really do like the way that it ends up looking for a focal point. Going to use my Stabilo All here and go around that and really try to bring your eye to that point. I often dip my Stabilo directly in the water, and I'm coming back in with a paintbrush that was loaded with water. There's too much pigment right around my focal point there, so I'm going to bring some of that into other areas. I'm trying to get a little bit of a drippy look and going to splatter in some of that pigment. I think my spread ended up taking a little bit longer today because I used water a bit more freely, and of course that takes time to dry. Just contemplating here what I want to bring in next. Bringing in my solid paint marker and going to make some little marks with those. I'm liking the way that it shows up on top of that artist tape. But of course, most of my page is wet, and so it's harder to make marks on top of a wet page. I'm going to fast forward here just a tiny bit for you and speed this up. And it looks like just a little piece of the artist tape did not adhere very well because of the water, so I'm going to use my glue stick to put that back down. I'm going to try to come in back with that paint marker, and it works a lot better now that my page is dry. Don't always have the patience to let things dry. Going to bring in my pencil and make a few little random scribbles. Making sure nothing is too precise by holding my pencil all the way towards the eraser end. And after I had sat with that page just for a minute or so, I looked at it again and I thought it just needed a few little black art marks. Just a little bit more detail. I hope you guys are loving watching these videos as much as I'm enjoying making them. I love working in this little journal, and it is almost full, so I think it's probably time to make another one. All right, and there we go. Here's today's spread, and honestly, it's one of my favorites so far. I love the bold black and whites. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. See you later.